have a hot take, and I fear it should not be a hot take. I think that there is an epidemic of nonchalant men, and I think that they need to all be arrested, because I think that every woman deserves the most chalant man that to ever exist.
We are in a nonchalant epidemic. I am genuinely so sick and tired of it. Nobody wants to yearn and feel deeply for another soul. Everyone's trying to play so cool, and especially the men. This nonchalant act is pushing you further and further away from connection. I don't know what y'all were taught. I don't know if this is something culturally, on a societal level. I don't know what it is, but this whole too cool for school act and acting like you're not really geeked over a girl, or you're just chilling and blah, blah, blah. That whole act is so dead.
No one talks about the nonchalant epidemic as much as it needs to be talked about. I will see people on a daily basis straight aura farming at every single given moment. What happened to giving a fuck? What happened to not acting like an NPC droid from The Sims? If I'm talking to you and I'm telling you about something that I'm passionate about, the last thing I want to hear in that conversation from you is, bro, like, you just gotta chill, bro. Like, yo, just chill. Chillax, like, just chill. TS is not tough. TS is not tough in the slightest. We all need to agree that aura farming in the way the nonchalant final bosses do actually results in negative aura rather than positive aura. These dudes are so like bland and unfun to be around because literally they are afraid that anything that they do will result in negative aura. Like, it'll be a huge blow to their whole like nonchalant demeanor. Ladies, if you have a boyfriend who is a nonchalant aura farming fiend, I encourage you to either speak to him or break up with him ASAP. Next thing you know, in 20 years, when you decide to get married to this absolute fiend, he's gonna tell the priest, yo, chill, bruh. Just chill on that. Bring back emotion. When C-3PO has more of a personality than you do, you know it's a problem.
What's good, guys? It's your boy Josten J coming to you with another video. Let's cook, boys. Let's cook. All right. Men are staying single and women want humiliation rituals in modern dating. We got action. Let's cook.
Watching a TikTok this morning about how a lot of men like her and, you know, like her stories and send her DMs, but don't actually ever put in real effort in like making a date or anything like that. And I'm like, this sounds so familiar. I definitely experienced this. I just feel like we live in such a weird time. I'm not really sure what's going on, but I think half of my friend group was crying this weekend about the lack of effort that was given on Valentine's Day, and I'm just like, is dating a lost art? Like, what the hell is going on? And this TikTok brought me peace because I'm like, oh, I guess me and my friend group are not the only ones. Mind you, my friends are like supermodel pretty, and I am shook that a man does not treat them like a princess. They're all very sweet, very kind girls, not bratty, really just good women. And I just don't get it. But I also just give up on dating, so here we are.
Why does it even matter that men aren't chasing women or not doing this over the top stuff? All of these women are single. Why does it matter if you're good? See, what they really want is humiliation rituals, and guys woke up to the game. They're hip to it. They're not going for it. But now they need simps to hit the game winner, the buzzer beater. It's 3 seconds left on the clock. We need the simps to pull up and show out for us. It's not going down. If your friends are so great, why don't you go date them? You don't want to do that. You want to get on camera talking about what's wrong with men. Men don't want to participate in the humiliation rituals. Why does a man have to go over the top to get next to you, to get to know you, to just hang out with you, to chill with you, to link up with you? Make it happen. Let's get the next one.
I'm currently struggling with the fact that I am alone. I'm a 31-year-old single woman, and there are no men lining outside my door to give me all their money and kiss my feet. Every time this happens and I get sad and I feel lonely, I go in the bathroom, I look in the mirror, and then I grab the hammer under the sink and I bash myself in the head and remind myself that a man's only gonna ruin my life. A man's only gonna add complication to my life. They're not gonna add anything good. And then I say my affirmations. And then I go and I get in my king-size bed all by myself. I pop a spice cube. I take out my zzz boyfriend. And I blast myself into space. So if you're alone, girl, it's gonna be okay.
She said, you know, men are gonna do nothing but ruin your life. And I think it's actually reverse. You know, the men that you're used to dealing with, yeah, they're the type to ruin your life. And the men that you're not used to dealing with, the productive men, the stand-up men, right? The guys with sense, they're not willing to risk it and, you know, mess up their life for you. That's how it's really going. That's how it's really going, man. And once again, hey, let's meet up and grab a cup of coffee. Hey, let's do this. Yeah, fine. Plenty of guys are willing to do that. So it's not hard to find a guy out here. It's really not. But they want guys to participate in this nonsense, this silly, goofy game of going back and forth, trying to impress them. Well, why do I need to impress you? Why do I need to impress you? Let's go over what they ask for in men, right? They want a guy who's stable in his career. They want a guy who's masculine. And if he's not going to be tall, he has to be masculine looking. So if you're asking for a stand-up, put-together guy, why is it that you guys are always acting as if you're the prize? Why? And I'm gonna tell you something. When they go and lower their standards, this is exactly what happens. Watch this.
Okay, I'm gonna try to say this briefly, but y'all need to stop thinking you're ugly just because dudes who you don't find physically attractive approach you. Like, you don't know the mindset of that man. He probably has a nice job, a provider mindset, and he's seen a beautiful woman and he's like, oh my gosh, let me approach her. You don't know. Like, you're probably at baddie whole time. Like, you're a beautiful woman. Different types of men are going to approach you. Like, it's inevitable. Like, I had a dude literally approach me, literally said to me, I pay bills. Gave me his whole resume, like, letting me know he was a provider and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And he wasn't the most attractive to me. In my opinion, he wasn't the most attractive, but he was a provider, and that was really attractive. And I need y'all ladies to stop. And I didn't feel no type of way that he came up to me, and that like shifted my mindset, because I'm like, I'm running out of time. But yeah.
See, provider men are looked at as losers. When they think you're ugly and you're not attractive like that, they think you're a loser. And that's why they give you a chance, because they know you're about to provide them a bunch of stuff that they don't deserve. I saw a comment not too long ago that touched on that too, and it was like, oh, you know, they never speak about how the provider men get taken advantage of the most. The provider men get treated bad, bro. They get treated like gum underneath their shoe. Exactly. So they look at you and say, oh, he wants to come in and do this, that, and the third. Yeah, I'll let his stupid ass. Why not? He thinks I'm the best thing ever because I'm high and he's not. This is why I tell guys, don't ever fall off. Don't become complacent. Don't become stagnant. Do not get fat, because this is how they look at you. Absolutely not. Not going. That's why in the summertime, bro, you need to be sweating chicks. They be double taking, looking and shit. You're all vascular and you're just minding your business. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why they do all of that shit is because it's not common. I will never have a woman look at me like I'm some type of slouch. I don't care if I have money, don't have money. She's not looking at me like that. Doesn't matter how much I got in my bank account, because I look like $1 million. Don't ever, I'm telling you right now, that's why I instruct guys, if she's not willing to, you know, if you want to kiss her on a second date, she don't want to kiss you, stop talking to her, because she doesn't view you as desirable. See, women know when they want a guy, they're not willing to mess it up. They're willing to tell you what they will and won't do, because they don't care about messing it up. I'm not dealing with those type of women. I'm dealing with women who like me, for me. And I get it. You know, we should all make money. We should all have our own place, our own car. I got all of that. So no, we don't have to do that. No interview process. What's up? What's up? Keep your sale of purity. I do not care about all of that stuff. You don't got to lie to me about who you've been with. What's up? Show me you're really interested in me. If not, I'm going to assume you one of these. You're looking at me like this. I don't like that. I don't view myself like that. Bye. Get going. Get lost. And let's get into the next one.
I've been single for so long. Standards have gotten so high that I'm like, I'd rather just stay single for the rest of my life than to be stuck with a bum or somebody who just makes my life more stressful. In the past, I've always found myself dating or like talking to guys that I'm really not that interested in. Common theme and all that is I'm not attracted to them. Usually it's like we have a really good friendship and I want to like them and they treat me good, everything's good, but it usually comes down to is I'm not attracted to them. So as of recently, I've decided, you know what, I need to break this cycle. I don't know why people are so hard on girls. They're like, oh my gosh, you only are concerned with looks. But they will never say that to the guy. Like, if you think about it, a guy will never settle for a girl they don't think is the most beautiful girl. It's all about looks for them, and then they look at personality second. And that is almost true for most guys. Anyways, whenever a girl is like picky about that, they're like, well, it's the personality that matters. And I'm like, Yes, of course. But baseline, I need to be attracted to this man. Started to become a thing where I'm known to date or talk to ugly guys. And I'm not saying every single one was ugly, but 9 times out of 10, they weren't my type, and I didn't really find them attractive. There's a common denominator for these relationships failing now, and I need to fix this. Next guy I date, I have to think he's attractive, and he might not have to be like model 10 out of 10, but like in my eyes, I need to think he's like super attractive, super cute, plus all the personality and good stuff. Like, I can find my future boyfriend attractive and be proud to be like, yeah, that's my boyfriend, not like, okay, he looks a little rough in that photo, but he has a really nice personality. No, I don't want that. I want to be like, yes, and he's so cute, and he's so nice, he's so funny, blah, 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 you know? Because we can do it all, ladies, we can do it all.
But I thought, once again, I'm going to say this all the time. You're going to be like, damn, he said this in another video. I thought the best relationships start out as friends. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. He can grow on you. It's more about his personality. The reason why I always say that and repeat that is because they're the biggest people who talk that nonsense, that jargon, that BS. We don't talk like that. Men, we don't talk like that. She got a fat ass. Yeah, I'll hit. She look good. Hell no. Yo, I need you to take one for the team. We're always so like direct with this. They're the only ones that are all over the place, and it's nonsense. No. And the reason why they go for guys that they're not attracted to is because they know they could control the situation. But it's a humiliation ritual. It really is, because you got to constantly keep performing and performing and performing. Now, is this all women? No. You know, most women are going to come on here. I like a medium ugly guy. I like a husky guy, or whatever. But what I'm telling guys is, don't get caught slipping out here, bro. When you're in the gym, right, and you putting in work and you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're like, God damn, you ever shock yourself sometimes when you're about to get in your car and you see your reflection? You get up every morning, you go to the bathroom with your shirt off and you're like, that's fucking right. That's how you should feel. Women cannot be out here. Listen, bro, if this is how you want to live, I'm not pressuring anybody into doing stuff that they don't want to do. But I'm just saying, I think a man should look manly, and a woman cannot look at a dude. And half of when they're saying you're ugly, right? It's not like guys think it's like sharp jawline and all of that. No, you're not put together well. You got to have the grooming on point, beard, haircut, fresh, all the time, bro. Get clippers in between the weeks where you don't go to the barbershop. Body in shape. And I don't mean, and a lot of guys get it confused, I don't mean just in shape. I mean impressive. Good sense of fashion. And none of this is for women, but all I'm saying is, when you do it for yourself, you see women checking for you, and you ain't even willing to be bothered. You're just doing your own thing. You go to a grocery store, you go anywhere, you're just minding your business. Women looking at you. Women start flirting with you, start being extra talkative with you and stuff. No, I'm good. That's how it should be. Then you start understanding who really is the prize. I date ugly men. The hell would you do that for? And then you hear how she talks about them. This is what they really think when they view themselves as better than you. But men ain't going for the humiliation ritual. Plenty of dudes I got on coaching calls with in the gym got on their game, dropped a bunch of weight, and now they see it's night and day. Let's get the next one.
If you can't afford to be with a bad bitch, don't be with a bad bitch. If you can't afford it, don't be with one. As Fergie said, if you ain't got no money, take your broke ass home. This should also be used in dating scenarios. If you cannot afford to date the kind of woman that looks the way that you are attracted to, and you don't even give a shit about the upkeep, you don't care about any of that shit. Sure, maybe she's the one who's buying her makeup, she's doing her nails, she's like paying for her hair. The least you could do when you show up with your ratty ass t-shirt and the shorts that you've had since middle school is pay for dinner. Like, it's not that hard. It's really not that hard. And you want to talk, oh, I'm a provider. Are you? Because if you were, providing her with a little snack, with a little app, wouldn't be a problem, but it seems to be.
Don't date a baddie. This is funny that she's saying this, right? Is she telling us in here, when should a man start paying for this stuff? What does the woman have to do to earn it? Never. You're never going to hear it. A man must do this upkeep and all of this stuff. And if you can't date a baddie, date a regular chick in your bracket. And what's funny is, you know how they say go touch grass? Maybe she should actually go touch some grass. Because if you go outside, average people are with average people. And it doesn't even matter where the man falls in, like, in attractiveness on a scale. Guys aren't really always looking for a woman's looks. It's more about her character and what she could bring. Because honestly, when you put on makeup and do all of that stuff, you up yourself a couple points and you're presentable. So what is the big deal? All of this baddie stuff is Instagram talk. I don't know if she lives in Miami, LA, or any of that stuff, or she's into club culture or whatever. But, you know, most men like women that don't have a lot of upkeep. She does her hair, she does her nails, she shaves, and she shaves because she wants to look good naked for the guy. It's not about, well, if you want her to, no. See, this is a manipulation tactic. You wouldn't have to manipulate if you had guys paying. I'm gonna always say this, bro. When they're talking this stuff, if you got a guy paying for all of this stuff, you would be quiet and stay out the way. I got mine. Go get yours. I got mine. I got 2 of them. I ain't saying nothing. I'm good. I'm not over there with them. But they don't have it, and that's why they have to shame men. Talking about baddie. We done lost the sense of this word. Where is the baddie in this clip? Let's say I even believe in this nonsense. Where is she? You know, when they're talking about baddies, this is more like a Venezuelan, a Brazilian, a Colombian chick, a Russian chick mixed with something else, an exotic woman. These are baddies. Or a Polish chick, like a white chick, but like she got a body, she got blue eyes, full lips, she look good. You know what I'm saying? A chick with good skin, like an African chick, good skin, nice thighs, nice feet, braids, looks very stunning. Like when you see her, like, holy shit, these are baddies. And like most chicks are regular. It's crazy, man. And most dudes are willing to pay for it. I never told this story, but it was one time me and my cousin, we went to this spot. I think it closed down now, but they got a bunch of these spots all around, right? You know, they were charging dudes $60 to hit. But it was a bar in there. We went to the bar, but they had like model chicks walking back and forth. Chicks straight from DR in there, right? $60 for like 10, 15 minutes to hit. And these chicks were strapped like models. I'm at the bar. I'm like, this is a while ago, back when I used to drink. And I'm like, God damn, like bro. Men are saying, you know what? I'll give you a couple bills just to rent you. I don't need you like that. I'll give you a couple bills to rent you. Because guys don't want to deal with the hassle. So women don't understand now. Why won't guys go above and beyond and do all this stuff, man? Men are willing to give you a couple of bills to have some fun with you and then you leave. No humiliation ritual in it. Here's your fee. Go about your business. Men are actually changing the laws in their mind. They're saying, no, I could get it, but I don't have to play this goofy game. This is how bad it is out here. But it says more about them than it does about men because men are just adjusting. Let's get the next one.
Okay, are we hitting like a nonchalant men pandemic? What's going on? Why is every other guy that I meet so nonchalant? I literally, the other day, when I say the other day, I mean the other month, a guy literally gave me a compliment. Mind you, this is the first time he gave me a big boy compliment. He used the word gorgeous to describe me, when every other time it was like pretty or like hot. And I had told this guy that I prefer being called beautiful to pretty because that's just the type of girl that I am. I don't find that cringy. I like that. I prefer that. Like, I'm a hopeless romantic. I've read all the classic romance novels. Like, I want that, right? And like, he proceeded to give me this compliment and then he goes, not to be gay. What? You just icked me out. And I'm an avid believer of like, I can't get icked out if I truly like someone. But I literally I was like, you're lying, right? Like, you did not follow that. That's giving the same energy as like a middle schooler being like, no homo. You're a grown man saying not to be gay after giving a girl a compliment? I can't. And like, when I told this guy that I'm like, I think you're too nonchalant for me, he proceeded to tell me I'm just a chill guy.
Romance novels. See, this is you just talk nonsense all the time. So there's a rise in nonchalant men. But the reason why there's a rise in nonchalant men is because you don't like guys that are all over you, that simp for you, that want to do everything for you. If it was like that, you would have been on a long time ago from the very beginning, bro. You'd only need to go through 3 guys. On the 3rd try, you would get the guy. You would stay with the guy. But you want to come back out here and you're like, oh, well, why don't guys compliment and do this? And that dude was joking. He was literally joking with her. And he was testing her in there. Because what he said, most women would be like, what? You talk like that? No, he was testing her. He didn't want to put too much on it. Why do you expect boyfriend vibes from a guy he's not your boyfriend? But then if he gives you boyfriend energy, then he's too clingy, then he's too needy, then he's desperate, then you get the ick, then you don't want him. See what I mean? He does not need to change. He needs to remain the same. And a woman is going to actually like that he's not putting so much on it. She will be comfortable because he's not doing this nice guy routine. He paid her a compliment and then says something after it that I'm not going to repeat on here. And she does not like that, but because she doesn't know where she stands with him. Told you guys, it's like this all the time. Oh, I like your hair. You do something new with it? Some chick at your job that you know likes you and shit. Hey, I noticed you did something new with your hair. What'd you do? Oh, it looked good. Keep doing what you're doing. Go about your business. She's like, oh my God, like he complimented me. He complimented me, but now she got to come around for another hit. But if she got a really big ego, she could think to herself, well, why didn't he compliment my eyes? Why didn't he compliment my outfit? Just like what she's doing. Making a problem when there's no problem. See, men aren't about to sit here and indulge in this humiliation ritual. My God, you so fine. Like, I've been thinking about you all night since I saw you yesterday. It sounds super feminine and emotional. They can't handle it, but it's funny that they can't handle it because they have a bunch of guys that want to do this stuff. And guys, you know from repetition, from experience, that you used to be that type of guy and it got you nowhere. Yeah, it actually does get you women, but the thing is you don't get respect in there with it. And it takes you all of this time to keep doing that while she's giving herself to somebody else who doesn't do that. That doesn't have to. So what's the point? Let's get the next one.
Okay, men, Black men especially, please answer me this. Why is it that many of y'all refuse to go to curated dating events? I'm talking about events where the vibes are already set, the ambiance is right, the music is good, the drinks are flowing. You're basically guaranteed to meet somebody who's actually interested in you and is serious about dating. You're pretty much set up to win. Conversation starters and prompts so there's no awkward silence, a bit of a structured experience, and maybe a little turn up afterward. So my question is it that dating events like this require a certain type of intention and vulnerability, and the patriarchy taught you that pursuing connection with effort somehow makes you less masculine or something? Because the patriarchy told y'all that you're supposed to just stumble into love and not actually prepare for it? Because we see how that's turning out. The women are doing the work. They're showing up, they're investing, they're trying something different, stepping out of their comfort zone, taking risks. Isn't risk-taking a part of masculinity too? So what is it really? Is it the event itself or the unlearning the patriarchy part?
Men is singles events. Let's talk about this, right? When she's saying like black men or whatever, I'm talking about all men, but why would a man go to a singles event? It's a bunch of women that nobody wants. And a bunch of women that are lazy daters that don't put in effort. That's why they need somebody to plan this whole thing and set it all up. All you need to do is put yourself in position where men are, where you find men the most attractive in certain spots. And you actually got to find where those spots are. That's work. You got to make yourself sexy and approachable. That's work. And you got to follow through with these guys, with communication, with showing up to dates, going over, cooking him something, being pleasant. That's work as well. They don't want to do that. Now, let's just bring a bunch of men in here and have them compete over us because nobody wants us. But 9 times out of 10, the men that will show up to those events are men that nobody wants. So now there's a competition of who's the biggest loser. Who's the biggest loser? Why would a man go to a singles event if he's attractive, if he believes in himself, if he's confident? Why would he go there? Let's go over the credentials, right, that you must have. Let's go over the statistics and all this stuff, everything that you must have. You must be a tall, masculine looking dude, confident, nice haircut, dresses well, have your own place, have your own car, be successful in your career, must love cats, must love dogs, and you must be willing to be a stepfather. Why would a guy show up to this? Why would a guy who respects himself show up to one of these? And the funniest thing about women, I'm gonna keep saying this, right? There's all these like these videos about like dating apps and stuff. People have met, and this is sad, but it's funny. People have met their wife or their husband on Tinder, on Hinge, on Bumble. Plenty of people have married their coworker, their college sweetheart, their high school sweetheart. There's all these different ways. People have married their training partner, no matter what you do, no matter what sport or whatever hobby. People meet people, tennis, whatever, people meet. And all these women have a hard time attracting a guy and keeping a guy around. You know where that comes from? Thinking every guy that gives a shit about you is replaceable. That's where that comes from. That is where that comes from. When a guy shows you that he cares about you, you don't value it. Then you turn around looking for other guys to care about you. It's not how that works. It's not how that works. And if you notice, right, they're supposed to be so different from each other, but they all go through the same type of guys. And then they come out here and address all men as just terrible. Low effort. They don't deserve anything from you. But you know what? Women that actually are looking for something serious with a guy, they don't think that way. So when you're thinking this way, you're not looking for anything. You're looking for a loser, a sucker, and a simp. And the funniest part about it is, right, they always talk about this male loneliness epidemic. A dude could be fat, busted, all of that. If he got the funds, they're going. If he's willing to pay, steps into a spot where they do it for a fee, he'll be good. Can you pay a guy to love, admire, respect, protect you, and serve you, and provide for you? Can you pay a guy to do that? No, you can't. So when guys are out here, you know, thinking about it, like, men have it worse off than women. No, the hell we don't. No, the hell we don't. So this was men are staying single and women want humiliation rituals in modern dating. Hope you guys got a lot out of it. It's your boy, Josten J. Get with you boys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
I just got off the phone with a man that I matched with on Hinge a couple days ago, and I wanted to have a phone conversation. During the conversation, he used the word just casually to describe a situation that he thought was stupid. These are not classy men. Remind yourself, somebody of sophistication and class and maturity, they are going to speak a certain way and they are going to avoid using certain words as well. So, and a lot of you really need to just grow up and just be better human beings. That's my 2 cents.